Hey guys, welcome to your next Objective-C tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to get started with loops, and the first loop we're going to learn about is the for loop. So basically the reason you're going to use loops in your code is when you don't want to keep on repetitively typing the same code over and over and over again, when you could just use a loop to do it all for you. For example, when we want to calculate the triangle number, let's just initiate that right now. Int triangle num equals 0. A triangle number is just, well, think about it like bowling, how there's one pin and then behind it there's 2 and then 3 and then 4. Basically that's what a triangle number is it starts at 0 and then you keep adding rows, which is one larger than the row before it. Instead of typing code over and over again saying +1, +2, +3, we can use a loop to do that whole thing for us. So let's do a for loop, and how we do that is we type in for, and then this initialization is just asking us to input an integer variable, and let's just make ours int n equals 0. And so now it knows that this n variable it's going to be using has a first value of 0, and the condition is n is less than or equal to 200, because we want to find the 200th triangle number, and typing that out over and over again would take a while, so that's why we're using a loop. And I'm going to say n++, this right here is the increment, and it's just going to be going up 1 every time we loop, and you could write n equals n plus 1, but a shorter way to do that is plus plus. And our only statement is going to be triangle num equals n. And see how I put equals plus? You could put equals plus, plus equals, and this basically means every time n is incremented in this loop, every time it goes through the loop, the triangle number increases by that much. So the first row is going to have 1 in it. When n equals 1, it's going to be 0, which is the triangle number, plus n, which equals 1. And then in the next loop, the triangle number is going to equal 1. It's going to be adding the next row, which is 2, so it's going to be 1 plus 2. And that's basically how the loop will work. Now, let's put an NSLog at the end, just so we can triangle number, well, let's make it 200th. %i, because that's how we put an integer into our ns string. We're going to say triangle. There we go. Let's run this. No issues, I like that. And we see it's 20,100. Alright, that's good. Well, let's add a little more to this program, make it a little better. So we're going to add a few more. Hey, no, don't do that. Ugh, that's annoying. Alright. We're going to add a few more things into this. We're going to say for counter equals 1. Counter is less than or equal to, let's say 3. And then plus plus counter. You could also do the plus plus on the other side. I did that just because, why not? Alright, let's put one parentheses here, or whoops, one bracket. Make sure to not misspell things, because that'll totally ruin your code, and I seem to do that a lot. Alright, NSLog. We're going to do a little new function in this program called the scan. So I'm going to say, what triangle number do you want to know? And then we're going to say scanf, oops, there we go, not capital, and there's no at this time. We're just going to say %i and then an ampersand number. So what happens here is we're saying scanf, we're telling the computer to run this little method it has, or this little routine, and this right here is saying it wants an integer value, so that's why it's %i. That's telling the computer it wants an integer value. We're telling it which variable to allocate this number to. And since we initiated number up here, we're going to allocate it to that variable. And this ampersand is definitely important. Don't forget it. Won't run if you do that. And that's just pointing to it. That's saying, hey computer, look over here at this variable. And the computer's like, for sure, dude, I'll check it out. Alright. Now we're going to say triangle num equals, Jesus, I am a terrible typer, equals 0. Alright, we could actually delete this and use our other for. It's going to be a for loop within a for loop. So I'm going to indent this. So let's see if I need to change a little here. Yeah, let's go. 1. We'll change this to number because that's the triangle number we're looking for. I asked which one we want to know. And so it's going to increment up to this. And yeah, we'll keep n plus plus. And in here, yeah, we'll keep that too. And we'll change the output just a little bit. Triangle number, which is this %i is going to be which triangle number is, we'll put a few tabs just to give it some space right there. And now we do comma number because the first thing showing up is which triangle number and the second showing up is the actual value. And so we got to order them accordingly. And let's see if all my brackets are good. Don't want to screw this up. Open, open, close, close. Okay. Let's run it. Ah, there we go. Missed one. Alright, let's try it now. What triangle number do I want to know? I want to know the 32nd triangle number. Triangle number 32 is 528. Awesome. Let's go even bigger. 52,800. Ooh, that's pretty large. What's that? 1,393,000,000 or 1 billion. Alright, I'll go a little smaller. That's a little too much for me. 420. Triangle number 420 is 88,410. Pretty cool. So now we learned a little new scanf function along with this for loop. You see we have a nested for loop, and how that works is this will run once, and then until this is done running, this will not loop again. And basically this only loops 3 times, and that's why it only asked me what triangle number I want to know 3 times. So every time this one runs once, this will fulfill its entire iteration. So that's how you can use nested for loops in your code. Alright, that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching.